This situation is staining our shared humanity. It is a war of all the superlative, the number of people who have been killed, the number of people who have been injured, the number of people who are constantly being displaced. Hunger is looming in Gaza.
To date, we have 16 donor countries, including some of the largest and most committed donors to the agencies who have decided to suspend their funding.
We are confronted to a catastrophic situation of hunger in Gaza, more than 1 million people being one step from a famine situation.
In the north, estimates that people are surviving on 12% of their daily calorific needs.
We have had some successes in recent days in bringing aid into northern Gaza.
Every day it gets worse, even by the hour it's getting worse. I'm joining you today from a stairwell of our accommodation on the very little data I have, because the last hour we've had communications down again. This makes it incredibly terrifying for the population.
We've lost 193 of our staff to date have been killed in the Gaza Strip. That's a figure without precedent in the history of the United Nations for UN personnel.
What's at stake is a spread of polio.
The United Nations is starting the vaccination campaign in this area.
A UN convoy that was going to vaccinate children in the north of Gaza against polio was stopped for 8 hours.
We received overnight a call for help from our team members in northern Gaza who reported the life in northern Gaza has become hell. They said themselves they were waiting for their own deaths.
If these laws are implemented, the Knesset bills, then they're likely to prevent UNRWA from working in the entirety of the occupied Palestinian territory in the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, and in Gaza.
The question is, who is going to replace UNRWA? And in the context of when this brutal war finally comes to an end, who will provide education and learning to what we estimate is 400,000 boys and girls who go to UNRWA school?
People are relying on food aid that UNRWA brings into the Gaza Strip. We are being blocked from providing a steady flow of aid.
We have seen a resumption of funding over the last year, especially after the number of actions being taken by the agency, after the investigation, but also after a number of reviews. The big exception being the United States. Now, as you rightly said, there are efforts and broad mobilization within the Israeli government to delegitimize the organization.
2 million people in Gaza, the entire population is emotionally and psychologically scarred because of this brutal war.
It's been 14 months. It's absolutely unforgivable that nothing is being done. The journalists on the ground are risking life and limb on a daily basis to show the world what is happening. We know what is happening. We were telling you what is happening. It's not okay. It's not okay that this inaction continues. It needs to stop. There has to be a ceasefire. It is the only hope now.